Hey YouTubers, Raven here.
Starfire.
And tonight we're talking about tonight's episode of Legends of Tomorrow.
Season 6, Episode 13, Silence of the Sonograms.
It was a good episode, relatively speaking.
Was it?
Relatively speaking. Look, the dipshit did not sing much this episode.
Yeah.
So in a grand scheme of episodes with him in it, it's the best one.
I don't know, like, it was alright. I just didn't really like it that much.
Right. Like, no.
Like, for one thing,
I like what it did for Ava, though.
yes, I like what it did for Ava, but if I was in Zari's shoes, I probably would have just dumped the SOB. Because obviously he's not done.
Well, I mean, he made it really convincing.
He did.
I would have believed him.
But people like that are addicts, they say that they're done and that they want to do better.
But that was, I mean, even we know that was his last bit.
Yeah,
and he threw it away.
Yeah.
He had no way to get it back.
Yeah.
And then somehow his devil self had it.
Yeah, I was like, why would it be? Because he didn't even throw it away in the manor. He threw it away on the freaking, on the ship.
Exactly.
So how did freaking Demon Constantine bring it back to the manor and pull it out of the garbage there,
right,
and have him take a sip of it? Like,
yeah.
I know he has his, like, magical powers because he's a freaking demon version of him, and he can make him just fly across the room, but
some seriously exorcist-looking dumbass shit happening.
Yeah, that was legit, like, that. That was, like, supernatural level stuff.
Yeah.
At least in the beginning.
Right. Like the kid in the lake drowning people sort of shit.
Oh my gosh.
Episode 3, right? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
The first 3 seasons is shit!
Like, no, but like the first 5 seasons. Like everything after... I mean, yeah.
After season 3, it wasn't as scary for me.
It wasn't as scary. The first 3 were definitely more scary. Especially because season 3 was, Dean's last year season.
Right.
So it was like the whole hellhounds were after him. He was trying to, like, make the most of this last year he had.
Right.
And all this stuff. But, yeah, the first 2 seasons are, like, have a lot of creepy stuff.
Yeah.
Like, full-on dark, creepy stuff.
Yep.
And then we have the heart episode, which made me cry in season 2.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that was creepy.
It was.
Creepy AF, man. When, like, he was getting close to him and it kept doing the thing with, like, where he was seeing the flashes. And it was like, you know how they do that with, like, horror stuff? I'm like...
Yeah.
Why are you doing this?
Right. And then the freaking ghost was punching his head, and all he was doing was just banging his head against the wall.
Yeah.
But like broken nose, bleeding the back, and then the second he takes that sip, the version we know disappears.
Yep. And now it is just Demon Constantine.
Yeah.
And he wants his power.
Yeah. Because, like all great people know, absolute power
corrupts absolutely.
With great power comes great responsibility. And he misused his responsibility.
Of course. But... yeah, I mean, there's only 2 episodes left.
I can't believe I'm excited for the ending of a season. of
Yeah.
like, one of my favorite favorite shows.
I'm glad that it's almost over for the season.
Right?
I need a break.
Yes.
And
Maybe next season will be good.
maybe.
I mean, part of the season was we had to get used to watching Zari with Constantine. But with Constantine leaving, and then we getting the actor back on a new role, like...
Yeah. But then what is our current Zari going to be doing?
Suffering. But, I mean...
Well, I'm assuming, like we've been saying, that one of the first episodes on season 7 will have to do with the crossover.
Mm-hmm.
So...
Yeah. Maybe that's how they get the new guy on the ship.
So at least we'll have that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's going to be off for about a month before season 7 comes back. So we're only going to be about it for like
4 weeks
a month.
of break.
Because the season finale for 6 is September 5th, and it comes back October 13th.
Mm-hmm.
So it's about a month and a week. About 5 weeks.
Okay. I mean, at least we get a break.
Yeah.
With how we originally thought it was going to come out, we weren't going to get one.
I just don't even know how to feel anymore.
Yeah. I really don't either.
Like, I don't even look forward to watching them.
Mm-mm.
I'm just like, oh, Legends? Yeah. Okay, whatever.
Like, I walked in her house this evening after work. Yay. I walked in her house to come up and watch the show, and I was like, let's get this bullshit over with. Like, at this point, we're just reviewing this to finish the season.
Basically.
Because, like, if we can help it, we don't want to stop in the middle.
We don't. I mean, look, we even did that with Once Upon a Time, and we wanted to stop with that.
The one thing I think we stopped in the middle of was Arrow. We just stopped.
Well, because I just got so fed up with Arrow that I just didn't want to watch it anymore.
Yeah. And then I just couldn't do the review because there was basically nothing to talk about.
Like, Arrow was never my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
And after like the first 2 seasons, it just wasn't the same show anymore to me.
Right.
The first 2 seasons were the best. For me, anyway. And then, well, about up to season 3, and then after that, I'm just like...
Season 4 was bullshit.
Because I was such a big Merlance shipper that when he died in season 1, it just was really hard for me to still like the show.
Yeah.
Because I liked them a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they were the reason that I kind of started off watching it.
Yeah.
And when he died, it was, like, really hard for me. So.
I think, like, when we started, when we stopped reviewing Supernatural, on a regular basis, we'd finished that season first.
I believe so.
I'm pretty sure.
I mean, I was finishing the seasons by myself after.
Well, after I stopped.
Together.
Right, but I'm pretty sure I finished out that season.
Season 10?
Whatever. No, the season the last season I reviewed it with you. Pretty sure
I think it was around season 10 early. Well,
You're the Dean one.
Yeah, that was season 10. Because season 11, I was doing a lot of them on my own because when I look back at older videos from like the season finale for season 11, I did it by myself.
Yeah, because I stopped watching.
And season 11 was a good season. Because that was the season with Amara.
Yeah. I watched a lot of that. I think
the season finale of that season was really good.
Yeah, I really did catch up on that season.
Yeah, I really liked season 11. Like the finale of season 11. I really liked that.
Yeah, so did I.
But I mean, like I've said before, going into all of the superhero stuff for me, it was about the Flash. Flash.
Mhm.
That was the one that I was looking forward to the most and the one I was most excited about.
Yeah.
And yeah, I wanted to see Arrow so I can get caught up on it, but it wasn't like a priority for me as much as the Flash was.
For me, your Flash was my Legends at first.
Yeah. And then I got caught up on Legends and watched the first season and, you know, liked it. But, you know, and a lot of people will say that. Like, the first few seasons of Legends were great.
Straight up, I actually didn't really like season 1.
I mean, season 2 was good.
Yeah.
Season 2 and 3 were probably my favorites.
I stuck out season 1 knowing that it had a great premise and enjoying the team.
Well, because season 2 was when Amaya came on. Right? Yeah.
But cause I just didn't really, I wasn't really okay with the whole Vandal Savage thing, the way they were going with him.
Yeah.
Because, I'm a fan of how they did it in the, Justice League and Superman shows, you know?
Yeah.
I'm a fan of that version of Vandal, and I can usually take what I've seen from somewhere else and be like, okay, this is what they're doing it with it over here. With the Flash, I'm not always harping on what I know from the past and why this show's so bad or so good, comparably. So I didn't want to, so I didn't do that with Legends, but I just didn't like season 1 because something about the way they did Vandal Savage and Hawkgirl, I mean, I'm sorry, I'm biased. Hawkgirl was my favorite character. Is my favorite DC character, actually, Hawkgirl. But they, did her dirty.
I mean...
So after season 2, after season 1, it was, season 1 was good. But it wasn't...
For me, when I really
amazing.
Started to get into it and like it was, 2 and 3. I remember a certain episode, and I think it was season 3, where it was that one where they, went to the 50s, and it was, they were in that church, and, the Elvis stuff, I don't remember, but I really liked that episode.
Right.
And so, for me, and I really liked Amaya and Nate, and so, for me, that was kind of, where I really was liking the show a lot. It was, within those few seasons.
Right. That's when I started, I liked the show, but I loved the show. I was obsessed with Legends.
Yeah.
And Sarah. Sarah was just amazing for me. I was
Sarah
oh my gosh,
Sarah!
Sarah!
Few good things that came out of Arrow.
And...
I mean, I like Olicity, don't get me wrong. But my favorite couple on there was Merlance.
Yeah.
So.
I liked Olicity until they just fucked it and played it into the ground.
I think a lot of it for me was I just didn't really care for Oliver that much. I just really didn't like him that much. And so it made watching the show for me not that enjoyable of an experience. And it's hard to watch a show when you just like the main character.
Right.
Once upon a time.
Right. I don't know how he lasted so long.
Remember we wanted to stop watching the show when Neil died? Because we were so angry.
Yeah.
Legitimately so mad that we almost stopped watching.
Yeah.
For me, I legitimately, seriously considered not watching it anymore because I loved Swanfire.
Yeah.
So much. Probably more than any of the other couples on there. I loved them.
Yeah.
And
definitely more than Hook.
Well, duh. Hook is fine as his own character.
She neutered him.
But with Emma, no. I liked Prince Charming and Snow White, or whatever they were called, Snowing. I liked Rumbelle. I would say the order for me was probably Swanfire, Regina Robin, and Rumbelle. And Snowing was last.
snowing never even hit my radar because they screwed over snow so much.
I liked them in the beginning.
Yeah, the beginning they were like in my top 3, and then like they just kind of screwed over the characters.
For me, the best seasons of Once Upon a Time are 1 through 3. 4 through 6. 7, I liked 7. I liked the final season.
7 was okay,
but 4 through 6 sucked. 1 through 3 were good. 7 was decent.
Only 7, he should have ended up with the sister and not Cinderella.
Yeah.
Just saying. More chemistry between the characters.
7
the
was
actors.
decent. 4 through 6 sucked. And
1 through 3 were amazing.
The only good thing about 4 through 6 was Dark Swan.
Yeah.
But
that was the best we'd ever seen her in acting.
But the Frozen season wasn't that great.
No.
Season 6 wasn't that great. 5 was the Dark Swan season. But then they had to freaking go and kill Robin too, and I'm just like, are you freaking kidding me right now?
Yep.
Like, are all the ships on this show that I love doomed to fail?
I mean, except for...
But anyway, it's just...
Virus. I just like saying that sometimes to get under your skin.
Such a horrible ship name for them.
I know.
Like...
I just like being a dick.
The fact that people came up with that ship name for them is, like, so beyond stupid. They are West Allen in the comics, and they are West Allen on the show.
Yeah.
Plain and simple.
Anyways, Legends was a pretty decent episode. Mick had his babies, all 48 of them.
That came out of his nose.
Yeah.
That was creepy to watch. His
Right.
face all morphing and, like, them coming out of his nose. Ah!
Sometimes 2 at a time.
Blah! Blah!
They wouldn't even come out all the way. Like, they just, like, stopped. Like, they crowned right there. Then, like, you do, like...
It's gross. So gross. So very gross.
Oh, I hope we get to see them a little bit, you know, like, mature. Because right now they're eggs. They still look like eggs to me.
Yeah.
So I want to see what they actually look like. Because they're half human, half squid tentacle thing.
I'm just pissed at Bishop for doing what he did.
Taking the calm.
That and for taking part of Sarah's DNA.
Yes. I low-key don't see, like, I'm like, I hate that he did that, but at the same time, I love that he did that. Like, I think that made him more likable.
Yeah.
You know, as a character. He's not such of an idiot.
But he's still gonna just go around causing trouble.
Well, yeah, he's Bishop, but, like, I still don't like him. But having the Sarah bit of him, he's gonna sing less, he's not gonna be so annoying, like, he's gonna be more cunning and conniving, and that's more of the villainy that we kind of like.
Right.
And so I'm kind of looking forward a little bit to seeing more of that side of Bishop, as opposed to, oh, I'm just an idiot who, like, turns everyone into clones and does what I want.
Like having that whole love-to-hate thing with him. Because right now, because before we just didn't like him at all.
Right.
We just hated him and didn't love him. But now we can start to, like, love to hate him.
Right.
Like, still hate him, but, like, love the fact that we do.
Right, like, instead of hate to hate him.
Yeah. Like, Hades and Hercules is so fun to love to hate. Because his sassiness. I love it.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's kind of...
I mean...
My thoughts.
I'm glad that they were able to get the information out of Spooner. And Gary is going to be godfather.
Yeah.
To the babies.
Yeah. To the babies. To the little babies. Um,
And I do feel kind of bad for Ava because, like, all the stuff that she was pretty much planning was stuff that Sarah wouldn't have liked.
right.
And, you know, she's been working so hard and so tirelessly to, like, have
Well,
this
technically,
wedding.
she hadn't actually planned any of it.
Yeah. Because she didn't know what she wanted. But
Right.
it was okay for her to reach out to Sarah about it because they're both getting married. So
Right.
she doesn't need to do all the planning herself.
Right.
Even though she is the planner and the organizer and
Mhm.
everything, like, she can also rely on Sarah to help her.
Exactly.
And she didn't really do that.
Yeah.
So.
It's interesting to note that the clones were made with that the Ava clones were made specifically like with lower hormones so that they wouldn't fall in love, and yet Ava beat the odds and fell in love. Like, I love that.
Yeah.
Like,
And that scene that they had was nice.
yeah. I kind of do hope that Bishop, I mean, is a little bit sincere. Like, I mean, partially, you know, because, like, Ava he's not exactly a great father, but he is her father.
Yeah.
And I think she kind of needs that a little bit, you know, just like someone she can legitimately look at and say, that's my family.
Yeah.
And, I mean, besides marrying Sarah and having her family and, you know, and her, like, and then one day growing their own, you know, like, it's just like she needs someone from her family, and he's the only one.
Yeah.
And so I think for her, I would really like it if, you know, we were able to keep some aspect of Bishop for her.
Yeah. That would be nice.
So, yeah, that's my thoughts.
I mean, there isn't really much else to say.
No.
Constantine has gone batshit crazy.
Lost himself to the demon. I mean, this is his downhill spiral. This is him finally dying. It's his last hurrah.
Yeah.
And it's not even going to be him.
It's just going to be weird to see Matt Ryan play somebody other than Constantine because he's so synonymous with Constantine.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, the whole time that I've known who he is, as an actor, he's been Constantine.
Right.
So, like, for me, I'm going to be like, why are you playing something else? You're Constantine.
Right. Yeah.
Like, you know, you're John Constantine. And so it's going to be really weird.
It's going to be extremely weird, just like it was with Zari.
Like, I'm curious to see what this new character is going to be like.
Mm-hmm.
But if he's, like, as evil and, like this demon self is, then I don't know how I will feel. But if he's just, like a cunning, sassy villain, then I'll probably like him.
Right. I mean, he's also probably playing this new character so that, because, like, he's played John for so long that if he's not careful, he could be typecast.
Yeah.
And so I think that's why he's taking another role on the show, is to break the typecasting.
Mm-hmm.
Which isn't a bad idea.
No, which is fine. It's just because, like, I first saw him on his own show, Constantine, and then on this, and so he's just Constantine.
Right.
But
yeah. I mean,
I'm glad they brought the character onto Legends, honestly, because I didn't think we were going to see him again after his show got canceled.
Right, and then after his sprint on Arrow.
Yeah.
I thought forever and always that Brandon was going to be Silas for me. And then he became freaking Ray.
Silas.
Yeah, he became Palmer.
Wait, who was his character?
Silas was on Heroes.
Oh.
That was his character.
Well, now that I've seen him.
Villain. So dark. Amazing. I loved him. I loved to hate him.
Okay. Well, on Chuck, I just hated him.
Right.
I did not love to hate him. I just hated him.
Yeah.
Legit.
Mm-hmm.
He needed to get that off.
Yeah. So it was
Or
weird for
get
me.
the F out.
Right. Like, for me, it was hard to watch, even though Superman Returns is a bullshit movie anyways.
I liked it.
I liked it, but it's not Superman. It was just too out there for, like, it was many things wrong with that one.
Nothing that they've really done with Superman in recent years has been true Superman.
Right. But, like, it is my guilty pleasure movie of the
I mean,
whole
when it was on
Superman
Netflix, I watched it. And I liked it.
Yeah, I really liked it, but it's my you know, secret pleasure,
Yeah.
my guilty pleasure. But I was used to seeing him as Silas, a murdering asshole that cut people's brains open and stole their superpowers. Like, that was who he was. And then I saw him on there, and it was really weird. He looked vastly different because he didn't have his
See, for
long
me,
hair,
I first saw him as Ray.
Right.
So then
and
when
then I come see him as Ray, and now he's Ray.
So then when I see him in Chuck as this horrible guy, I'm like, Ray!
See,
how can you do this to Sarah? What the hell is wrong with you?
Right.
Like, when he came back, I was like, son of a bitch.
You can't keep a good villain down. But yeah, so maybe we'll be able to get used to it.
Yeah. I'm not saying we won't. I just hope that season 7 is significantly better than this season has been.
Yeah. Yeah, if it isn't, we won't finish that season. I mean, we'll watch it, but we won't finish reviewing it. Just so you guys know.
Well, because we're literally gonna have Supergirl until like November.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Flash is coming back after Supergirl ends. Like the night the night that the series finale for Supergirl is also the premiere of the Flash season 8.
Because of the crossover.
So
rumored crossover.
Yeah, so like we'll have Legends because usually Legends starts mid-season, like January. But this time we're gonna have it with the Flash.
Mm-hmm.
Like Legends and the Flash, and whenever the Outpost finishes, we're gonna be doing for like the rest of the year.
Right. So if Legends sucks bad, we won't do probably more than 3 or 4 episodes.
Yeah. I mean, we'll definitely do the crossover episodes because we usually do that.
Yeah, even for shows we don't watch.
But if the season is not as good, then we'll just not continue doing the season.
Yeah. So,
but I'm hoping it is.
Right. So we just
really don't want to give up on it.
Because it's a good show.
It is. And I'm usually a person who sticks with a show to the end, even with horrible seasons and flaws and all that kinds of stuff. But, you know, it's one thing to continue watching it.
It's another to review it.
It's another to review it. Like, I finished Black Lightning, but I don't think that I could have stood reviewing season 4. Because it's a good show, but it had its issues.
Major ones.
I didn't like how Jen went about things either a lot of the time.
Yeah, I didn't like how a lot of the characters went about things.
She was way too impulsive. And there's being impulsive, and then there's being just completely devoid of judgment and control. And a lot of the time, she was just doing it with no amount of, you know, like...
self-preservation.
Yeah. She was just going out there, not caring if she got hurt and possibly died.
Yeah.
And it's like, seriously, you need to be safe. You need to be careful. I don't agree with your parents keeping you locked up in the house and not being able to use your powers. But, like, you need to realize that
responsible.
You need to have some responsibility with that. And you need to learn how to use them and hone that stuff.
Yeah.
And... you know, and then Jefferson and Lynn and all that crap. Like, I just...
Exactly.
I finished season 4, and I'm glad that I'm done with it.
Yeah, I haven't had time.
And the
But I do
series
plan
finale
on it.
was honestly, it was like a nice kind of happy way to end the show, but the very last scene was very anticlimactic.
It wasn't very substantial for a series finale.
Because
It didn't have that feeling.
it didn't. Because the way that they went about like the last scene or whatever
Mhm.
almost made it feel like they were gonna spin off that character. And it's like, I don't think they were
Lala?
Yeah, and it's like, I don't think they're gonna do that.
Mhm.
Because I mean, aren't they gonna do
He's not big enough. He's not a big
They
enough
were gonna
character.
do something with Painkiller, I
They
think.
were, but they canceled it.
But not with Lala.
No. Lala, the character of Lala isn't big enough.
Yeah.
Even
I don't
in the
know.
comics
It just felt very open ended.
Mhm.
It didn't feel like it was a full on ending. And I'm not saying that like series finales can't have open endings. That's fine.
Right.
But
I expect that from
but
a superhero show.
none of the episode really even felt like an ending. It just
Mhm.
felt like, oh, they got rid of the person who has been after them, who they have been dealing with the whole freaking show, and now they can move on with their lives,
Right.
and they can be happy again, and be a family again.
Lies.
So that's
okay.
basically what the episode entailed.
Right.
Killing Tobias, and being happy again in their family.
Which is just fake happiness, because they weren't happy to begin
Which
with.
is basically what they've had for a brief amount of time, and then other threats have happened.
Mhm.
So, but at least Tobias is out of the way.
Yeah.
Which needed to happen earlier, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
I mean, technically you did. They killed him, and then fucking came back to life because of the pod thing.
Yeah, well, this time he ain't coming back to life.
Mm-mm.
He has a big hole through the middle of his body. He's dead.
Mm-hmm. So
sorry to spoil anybody who hasn't seen it yet.
If you haven't, then
But it ended back in May, so you've had enough time to watch it.
Yes. And I mean, you've seen our channel name. You've been warned. So.
But yeah, I mean, like, there's a lot of show finales that have open endings
Yeah.
for their series.
I mean, I expect open endings from a superhero show, because continuing just without the
But
show.
Black Lightning's not continuing.
No. Series finales, I expect to be open-ended.
Yeah, no.
Just like Supergirl, I expect it to be open-ended.
Right.
Because even though the show's
There will
ending,
still be
the character, the idea of her is still continuing in the universe.
Yeah. Same with, like, Jefferson and Black Lightning.
Right. Like, they'll probably still mention, oh, Jefferson, oh, Jennifer, or, like, you know, like,
yeah,
Grace did this, and,
right.
You know,
yeah,
like, wish we had transforming powers like Grace, or, you know, like, if we could turn into Cougar right now, that'd be amazing.
Right.
You know, some, whatever.
Just random stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
If I was hot as Grace, it'd be amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so, yeah. Until next time.
Next time,
Always
stay true to who you are.